Hey, what's up? This latest update from Madden NFL 26 landed as a small but meaningful patch, update 1.0116, and while it isn't a content dump, it packs a handful of fixes that actually change the feel of some modes and smooth out a few rough edges that have been nagging players. What you'll probably notice first if you use Franchise or Ultimate Team is that menu responsiveness has been targeted. That's the kind of fix that doesn't sound glamorous, but makes jumping through team screens, squad management, or setting up lineups feel less clunky and less likely to freeze or hiccup while you're trying to get a game going. The update also brings some AI improvements, not just the CPU plays better as a vague promise, but targeted adjustments to decision-making and on-field logic, so the opponent's choices feel less robotic and more situationally aware, which changes the dynamic of both solo and competitive matches in subtle ways. Performance tuning is another focus here. There are gameplay performance improvements and stability work under the hood, which translates to fewer stutters in high-intensity moments and a slightly more consistent frame of play when animations and physics are stacking up. That kind of polish matters because it affects timing. Think roots and pass windows feeling a touch more reliable when latency and frame drops aren't stealing fractions of a second. The patch also specifically addresses a number of crashing issues, which is the relief everyone feels when a game stops dropping you mid-drive or during a franchise save export. Fixed crashes mean less lost progress and less frustration, and that's genuinely huge for people who invest hours into building rosters or grinding through objective runs. Beyond those headline items, there are other minor tweaks and quality of life fixes sprinkled through the build. Small things that add up. UI polish, backend optimizations, and minor gameplay adjustments that keep routine play from becoming annoying. When you play after this update, expect to feel the most difference in flow rather than flashy new features. Practices like swapping playbooks, simming games in franchise, or navigating Ultimate Team menus should feel less like a test of patience and more like a part of the experience. On the field, the AI changes mean defenders will make cleaner reads in some situations, and the CPU may route things a bit more intelligently on 3rd and long, which forces you to adjust your pre-play reads rather than exploiting the same, predictable behavior every game. That shift is subtle, but it's the kind of thing that separates a match where you steamroll from one where you actually have to adapt and think. For folks who log time in solo modes, that adjustment makes grinding feel more earned. For people who play online, it slightly raises the bar on decision-making and rewards better preparation and audibles. Even though the update is small, it's worth mentioning how these kinds of fixes are part of ongoing quality control. They don't reinvent the wheel, but they make existing systems feel more reliable. Stability patches and AI tuning are rarely headline-grabbing, yet they directly affect how enjoyable a session is when you play multiple games back-to-back. The patch rollout covered the usual platforms, so whether you play on console or PC, the main issues listed in the changelog were intended to be universal. For creators and streamers, the reduced crashing and improved menu responsiveness means fewer midstream interruptions and less awkward BRB time while you restart or dig through settings. And for viewers, even those small improvements make a video or stream feel smoother and more professional without any extra effort from the person playing. On the tactical side, some of the AI and gameplay performance work may lead to micro adjustments in your play calling. If you're someone who leans heavily on certain exploitative plays, expect that those openings might be tightened up in scenarios where the AI can now better anticipate and react. That's not a total nerf to tactics that work. It's more of a nudge toward using play design, motion, and personnel packages to create advantages rather than relying on one consistently broken mechanic. Lastly, while this patch doesn't bring major new modes or huge content drops, the collection of stability, AI, and menu improvements is the kind of maintenance that keeps a competitive game enjoyable over time. Patches like this are about the long game, smoothing seams, fixing regressions, and keeping the core loop stable so future content can build on a more reliable foundation. Overall, if you've been put off by freezes, annoying menu lag, or random crashes, this update is a welcome fix. If you play mainly online or in Franchise Ultimate Team, you'll feel the QOL changes the most. And if you're someone who likes to analyze AI tendencies, the slight behavioral tuning should give you new things to notice in game.